am finally going to be sharing my coastal apartment tour with you guys. There's still a few things I need to do, but for the parts that I'm gonna show you, I would say I'm like 98% done, and I don't wanna wait anymore. I don't want to wait a couple months, so let's just get right into it. So let's start with the wall behind me, since that's the first thing that you guys can see. I got this beautiful cabinet that reminds me of seashells from Home Goods, and when I had in my living room at my mother's house, it had this perfect little corner in the wall to go on. However, in my new apartment, luckily this little wall, it's like a small half wall, so it's great, but it's still too wide for this piece of furniture. So I was thinking, what can I do to bring in the space and have it make sense, essentially? But I didn't want to add more furniture. I knew that I already had enough furniture in my home and I did not want to add more. So I figured if I got this wall sticker, which is renter friendly, I can peel this right on off when I move out. It helps to bring the entire wall together as one. So I absolutely love that. And then fun fact about this lamp. My grandmother found this lamp on the side of the road because like 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, I lived with my grandma, and the bedroom that I had no light in it. So she was like, you know what, I got you. Like, I'm gonna go get a lamp. I'm gonna find one, don't you worry about it. And I was like, it's okay, grandma, like I can go buy a lamp. And she's like, no, like I'm gonna go find a lamp. And I don't know how she found this lamp. And at the time I was like, yeah, that's fine. Not really thinking much of it because it didn't fit the current, this lamp, I don't think the camera picks it up, but it's a very pale, soft pink. And my room wasn't pink, but I was like, I love the lamp, like it's fine. And then after she passed away and I moved to my mom's, I was already living with my mom before she passed, but either way, once I moved to my mama's, I was like, okay, I need to decorate my living room because she finally bought her first house. Like, I'm still so proud of her. And I was taking this lamp with me and I searched how much it cost. And this lamp, if I were to buy it today, is like over $1,000. I don't know the branding, I don't know anything about it, but just when I search, like when I do a reverse Google image search, I'm like, that is crazy. Like, I'm never getting rid of this, but I love it because it reminds me of a coral reef because it kind of has a texture to it, and it just continues to go with the coastal theme of my home. So I have these crystals or geodes, but I don't know. There's not much backstory on this other than the fact that I'm a Cali girl, born and raised in Cali, and I don't know, just like crystals, geodes, like they're just big out here. Is geode even the right word? I feel like I'm saying this wrong. Oh my gosh, let me search one moment. Okay, no, I'm correct. These are geodes, but I would just collect them over the years. I don't have that many, I have 3. I don't need like them all over the house, but they're just really pretty. It's a great way to bring in like a jewelry feature into your home without wearing it. That's kind of how I think of them, but they're cute. They help to reflect light in your home, so it's nice. I think everybody should have one. I'm not in, aww, their tree is so cute. I'm gonna show them. Look at my mom, oh, it needs to focus. Look at my mama's tree. I'm doing like a video of my apartment.
Yeah.
I'm back, but as I was saying, I don't know, get a crystal, get a geode. Oh, I'm not really into the whole meanings behind them. I don't really know. I know some like spiritually are supposed to help cleanse you and all of that. I'm not into that. I just think they're pretty. But you know, tell me if any of these means something, please let me know. Moving on to my dining room, you will see that I have a turtle and these paddles along the wall. I already had these at my mom's house, so when it came time to think of artwork, what I actually want to put on the wall. And I am in the process of trying to acquire it, but my great-grandmother in her home, she had this painting of her in a regal dress at Balboa Park, which is in San Diego, with her little poodle at the time. And if I remember correctly, her husband was also in the picture. I'm not too sure on that though, sorry, in the painting. But it's like the perfect size to go here. Also, I don't have anything from that grandmother in my home. Like, I have the light from my grandma, I have clothing from my great grandmother on, I guess they're both on my mom's side, the grandmas, but one of the great-grandmothers on my mom's side, and then the other great-grandma, this is so complicated. On my mom's side, I don't have anything from her in my home. And so I just think it would be so wonderful to have that painting, and it's a painting of her. She was a very bougie, regal, glitz and glam kind of woman, even though that's not the types of neighborhoods that she was in. But you know, even if they weren't in the nicest neighborhoods, they weren't in the most secure locations, when you went inside of her home, that was like a safe, beautiful, grand, decorated space. And my great-grandmother grew up in Texas, La Mesa, Texas. If you know where that is, there is nothing out there, okay? Her job was picking cotton, like really the lows of the low. And it's just so, I would want to have that of her because I feel like it would just remind me every time I see it of just, you are what you want to be. You know, you aren't your situation, you really are what you believe you are, because she wasn't wearing this grand regal dress, even though she was a church woman. And so she had the hats galore. She had like 3 bedrooms full of hats. Like, she was that woman because she didn't have any children in her older age. My granddaddy had passed away, so her rooms in her house were just filled with hats upon hats upon hats. It was only a 2-bedroom house, but she had a shed. I am really just rambling, but either way, I am in the process of trying to get that painting if I can, because it would just be so wonderful to have. But until then, I don't want to spend any money on artwork for this wall, and this still fits my coastal theme perfectly. This table, I got it from IKEA. There's some holes in it because the legs didn't go with the table. I bought the legs off of Amazon to go with the table, and I definitely drilled a hole through it. And I have 2 of these tables. The other one is still at my mom's house, but I don't want to take that from her and try and get it here. That one, I didn't drill holes in it. It's perfectly fine. What I do want to get for the table though is a glass tabletop, because this used to be my office table. And so now I want to have this as a dining table. So it does need something to protect it. And I'm not sure if a wax layer is gonna be enough. The bench. Can we take a moment for the bench? It is so beautiful. It's woven. It reminds me of a Bottega bag or a Dragon Diffusion bag, which is the bags that I have that are woven like that. I also have a Tory Burch purse that is woven like that. So the name of that weaving I forget, but it's so, so beautiful. I do need to put something up under this so it doesn't move as much, but I could not find those wicker chairs again. The wicker chairs behind me, I got them from Home Depot years ago, like 3 years ago, and they were only like $30 each. So I couldn't find them again. I didn't want to mix and match in that way, but I love the idea of a bench. Originally, what I was supposed to do, I was supposed to get a corner bench to go along the wall, and it was supposed to be like a breakfast nook with the tables on the outside. But that was just getting very, very expensive when I was searching it up, and I still have to work with the budget. So this was the next best option, and I actually think I prefer it because it allows for more space. It doesn't look as tight together, because for one person, this is a very large living room in my opinion, but if I'm having guests over and they need to eat, that dining space could get real crowded real quick. Something I am considering is having 2 bar stools in that corner that are stacked. Not because for decor, it's so that I can take them out if I have extra people over and I need it, but I would want to put an indoor plant on top of it. The only concern I have is when I first moved in, there was an issue with ants. I have since gotten rid of them. It only took like a week for me to figure it out, but I know indoor plants attract bugs and I don't want to deal with that. Also, I'm not a good plant mom. I'm not gonna lie. I can't keep a plant alive, so we'll see. I do also have this air purifier. I got it from Amazon. I'll link it down below. When I first moved to LA, I was coughing so much. Like, I have asthma. I grew up with asthma, but it has not impacted me since I was like 12 years old. However, moving here, I just feel like my throat is irritated, and it was like a lot of coughing. I was short of breath, and after getting a purifier in my home, I was surprised with how much they work. I really thought they were a scam. Like, I'm not gonna lie, because I was like, well, how is this machine removing the particles from the air? It was just ignorance. I was being ignorant, but it really does help, and I'm gonna have to get a second one. I wanna put one in my bedroom as well. I have my beautiful blue leather couch behind me. This couch has been put through so much. We almost couldn't get it out of my last apartment. I was like, we're just gonna have to leave it here because getting it into my bedroom, the hallway was so narrow, and so like we couldn't turn the couch, but we got it out. I'm so sad that it has a few little nicks on it now, but I got it off of Wayfair. They surprisingly still sell this couch, so I will link it, but it's so beautiful. It's a seafoam blue, kind of. I would say it's a seafoam blue, and it just makes me so happy to have a colorful couch. If you guys know me, if you've seen my videos, I'm not afraid of color. I'm not afraid of color in my home. However, because this house is beachy, or this apartment is beachy, I did want to stick to a lot more neutral tones since that is what I have, or just earthy tones. But this couch and the artwork is like my pop of color, my pop of the ocean, and I love it so much. Also in this area, I have a very soft white rug. It has lines in it that remind me of like ocean water, like the movement of water. And my ottoman reminds me of a clamshell. So it's just so cute. And that first wall that I showed you is what's right in front of me. At some point, I will need to get a projector to put above it. I don't like TVs. I don't watch TV. But if I have guests over, I would like to have something to maybe play a movie or some sort of background noise that's not just music. So I do plan to get that because I can hide it away when people aren't over and I don't just have to stare at this black box. So I am currently looking at my favorite feature in my home, and it's going to be these white swivel chairs. I saw someone on TikTok. I don't really use TikTok like that, but I do use it as a search engine. And this girl found these chairs on Amazon, and I was like, okay, that's kind of pricey. So I found them on Wayfair. I think it was like $130 less than I found them on Amazon, so that was really cool. But they swivel, they kind of match the ottoman that reminds me of a clamshell, so it just helps to fit the theme. And then this table. So I love tassellated stone tables. I don't know if they were popular in the 70s or the 80s, but I'm pretty sure it was around that time period. And there's so many of them in Florida, but to ship anything from Florida to California that weighs that much, the tables, I would have been able to get 2 tables that cost $300, but then the shipping would have been an additional $300. So I was just like, I don't want to do it because I couldn't guarantee that I would like them. I couldn't guarantee that they wouldn't break, that I could get them in the house, and I just didn't want to deal with that. So I found one in Palm Springs, and it actually works out even better because if you look at the face of the table, it is the opening of a clam with a pearl in it, so it matches the theme. Like, it's just so cute. I absolutely adore it. The only thing I might have to get changed over time is the glass tabletop because I have these beautiful windows in my home. I love it. I love natural light. My last apartment had none. I never wanted to film in there, and this apartment just makes me want to record. Like, I love it, but there is a glare when you walk in from that. So it's just seeing how I feel, as well as the rug underneath me, which is a jute rug. I got it from IKEA, and originally I was gonna get one huge rug for the whole living room and then have the white rug sit on top of it to help separate the spaces. But I'm glad I didn't do that. I also did not measure this rug, and yet it worked out perfectly, so I'm a star. And my Wi-Fi is hidden by this old picnic basket that I got from a thrift store. Sorry, not a thrift store, a swap meet, and a throw blanket that I have because I just don't like the way that devices look sitting out if I can avoid it. I know that my air filter sits out, but it's white, it's fine, and if it ever bothers me down the line, I will find some sort of box that's wooden to put it in. For my kitchen, today is actually my Friendsgiving, so there's so much stuff in here I'm not gonna show you guys, but I will do a B-roll, and I have this cookbook by Snoop Dogg. I don't know why I said it like that, Snoop Dogg. And I actually just wanna get so many cookbooks that are unconventional. Like, I don't want the, oh, this has real recipes in it. Even though this does have recipes, but I don't think anybody's using this to actually maybe they are. I mean, this page is a catfish sandwich, so maybe. But I just love this. It's so funny to me, and I just want to have pieces in my home that you're like, oh yeah, that's Kay. Like that belongs to Kayviana. So I adore that. But this kitchen itself is so big for me, and I'm so happy because if you watched my apartment tour, you know I was looking at some teeny tiny kitchens, and it's just so nice to have so much space, and it makes me want to cook. It makes me want to host. So that is lovely in itself. For my restroom, I wanted it to, as much as possible, feel like a hotel, which is why I have the rolled up towels in the bin and the candle, but my restroom is connected to my bedroom, and so I'm not gonna lie, y'all, it be getting real messy real fast, but I love that it has so many drawers and cabinets to help organize all my hair supplies, my perfume, things along those lines. And then in my bathroom, I actually prefer the bathroom in my old apartment, but I don't mind this one. I do have this shower curtain. Originally, I was going to make my bathroom pink because I already had a pink shower mat, like when you step out of the shower. And my bedroom is pink this time around, but when I went to the store, I didn't see any, and I actually think that worked out for the best because if guests are using the restroom, I would love for the color theme to stay cohesive. So it's green and blue. I've always loved green and blue for a home. To me, it's very peaceful and calming, and I think my bathroom does a great job at that. Now, my bedroom is not done yet, and also I'm just debating whether I want to show it or not because yes, you guys have seen the layout of it, but not with my furniture in it, and I think it might be nice to have a space in my home that's truly just my space. But some things that I want to get in there is I always say it wrong, macrame, or is it macrame? We're gonna go with macrame beanbag. I want like a huge one that I can just sink into and read or scroll on my phone, as well as I need some sort of cabinet. I don't like dressers. Except for like the little wire ones that you put in your closet. I don't actually like dressers that sit out. Don't ask me why, I don't fully know. But I would love some sort of vintage cabinet. That my bedroom might be the only place where I would feel fine having a TV because my mom has a spare TV, and it's like, okay, like maybe I can have one in my room. Nobody else is gonna see it. I'm not sure, but we'll see. I might just end up putting an artwork over it, but I definitely need a cabinet because I'm running out of space for my bags. And I have this mirror over here which has like my shoes, some of my coats in it, and then my bedroom has the rest of my clothes and my purses, but there's not enough space for my purses. So I'm definitely going to slow down next year when it comes to shopping for handbags. But I hope you enjoyed this quick little tour of my apartment. Please consider subscribing, especially if you want to see more content like this, fashion content. I'm here for you, but I need to start cooking now before my mom gets on top of me because I really need to make sure that this meal is good for this party. So, bye guys.